You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't good.
We're not talking about any integrity in
We
this
are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie under the table.
Yes, but that's irrelevant. I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No, there's vampires everywhere. Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 175. I'm your host, John Rowe, joined, as always, by my co-host,
Adam Ham.
Adam Ham. Adam Ham, what you drinking?
I am drinking Diet Pepsi.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh! I know where that came from.
Yeah, you do.
I know where... Oh, you know what? I should probably check my levels. I never check the levels.
We're fine.
I know we're fine, Adam, but I just want to be sure.
All right.
Sorry.
Doing it live.
Doing it live. Because I haven't recorded here in a little while.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Of course
We're
it
good.
does. We're awesome.
You know, fuck your preconceived notions.
You know how I know we were fine? Because we're always fine. We've been fine for like months.
We're so fine. We're
so
divine.
fine. They lose their mind. Hey, Mickey.
Hey, Mickey. Thanks, Adam, for that. All right,
I don't know why, but that's one of my favorite things to do of all time.
Really?
To just state song lyrics as
Yeah,
statements.
no, I like it too.
I don't know why it's so funny, but it is to me.
Just a city boy.
Yep.
Living in South Detroit.
Indeed.
Take the midnight train. Going anywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah.
All right, Adam Ham, I visited you, and that's why you're drinking Diet Pepsi, because I gifted that Diet Pepsi to you, and you ran out of other things to drink,
Yes.
and you're down to the Diet Pepsi. Adam, you want to guess what I'm drinking?
I don't know what. Cheer wine?
Diet Pepsi.
Oh, great.
I bought some Diet Pepsi. But I'm also drinking some 10-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey,
Wow.
Russell's Reserve Bourbon. Adam, let me tell you about this.
Okay.
Master distiller Jimmy Russell and his son Eddie Russell, America's premier whiskey makers, have brought over 80 years of combined experience to artfully craft Russell's Reserve Bourbon. Bottled at 90 proof, this uniquely smooth, hand-selected small batch bourbon has rich caramel.
All right.
Do you say caramel or caramel, Adam?
I say caramel, but I know it's spelled caramel.
Caramel and vanilla taste that they believe to be the perfect 10. Russell's Reserve Bourbon, available at liquor stores everywhere. That's pretty good. I like it.
Great.
I've had a few already.
Yeah.
They're good.
Great.
That's it.
So we're going into this hot then, huh?
Going in hot.
Yeah.
So I visited Adam for way too long.
What a nice segue there.
What?
I don't know. You just completely switched over. We're going in hot. So I visited Adam.
Well, yeah. I'm going in hot. It's time to get right to the bones.
The bones?
Cut through the meat. Get to the bones. 'Cause that's where all the good stuff is. The marrow.
No, the good stuff is the meat. You get back to the meat.
Adam, we all know how you create a good stew. And that is with the bones. You got a stew going.
Well, they got some meat on them. Yeah, that's why. That's why
No.
you got a good stew going.
No, you the bones are what you use for the stew.
Yeah.
I tried to make chicken stock once
Yeah.
from just bones of
Okay.
chicken an entire chicken that I cooked, and it did not taste like chicken at all. It just tasted like hot, slightly chickeny flavored water.
Yeah.
It didn't work. I just, I probably just didn't let it go long enough because I think you need to let it go for hours.
Well, I think you also need more than just bones. Don't you like chicken parts of?
No, it's just bones.
I thought it was like other parts too.
Well, I mean, what you do is you take the chicken. The way you make chicken soup, right, Adam? You know how to make chicken soup?
Tell me.
Chicken noodle soup? All right. So what you do is you just basically take an entire chicken, cut it up into a bunch of pieces, you know, or you just buy a pre-cut chicken, whatever, and you throw all the pieces in there. And you can put the gizzards in, too, if you want. But you just put the entire chicken in there, boil it until the chicken's cooked, and you take the chicken out, and then you just, tear all the chicken off into little chicken soup-sized chicken pieces. Mm-hmm. And then you throw the bones back in and let that simmer for a while. And I guess I just didn't do it long enough, and it just didn't get the chicken flavor, so I just... I continued cooking, which was adding the noodles, or you add the vegetables first, let those soften up, carrots, potatoes, whatever. And then celery, of course. And then you add the noodles, and then I tasted it, to do the taste testing. You got your chef spoon in your pocket. You pull it out, do tasting, wipe it off in the apron, and, Gordon Ramsay yells at you.
Yeah. That's
what I know about cooking. Yeah, I tasted it, and it just tastes like hot chicken water. And so I was like, all right. And so I have chicken base.
Well, technically,
chicken soup base.
Isn't that what broth is supposed to be? Hot chicken water?
Yeah, it wasn't chickeny enough, though.
Not
it didn't taste like chicken soup. So I just added chicken stock, which I had, so it was fine then.
Which is basically liquid chicken.
Yeah. Well, I have chicken soup base in the fridge that's just like a goop.
Yeah.
It's just like completely like boiled down chicken stew, and you just throw a couple blobs in, let it dissolve, and then it tastes like chicken soup. So that worked. It was supposed to get all the flavor out of the bones, but man, it was said to boil it for like an hour, and I did, and it did not change. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. Must have gotten the wrong kind of chicken, if you know what I'm saying.
No, not really.
Anyway, that's how you make a stew, Adam. That's how you make chicken soup. But anyway, I digress. I visited Adam for a week.
Yeah.
We hung out for a while.
Yeah.
It was like a long time.
It was like
8 days.
Like 8 days.
9 days, technically.
Yeah.
Was it 9 nights? Yeah. So there's Friday night all the way to Friday night. So that's 7. So 8 nights, right?
No, you stayed Saturday night too, I guess. Because you left Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 9 nights.
Yes.
8 days, 9 nights.
Exactly.
Illinois.
In Illinois.
Yeah, it was fun. Well, we watched E3. A lot of things happened.
Mm-hmm.
Adam's Last Guardian bet got a little bit stronger.
I'll have to go back and listen to that. I'm trying to remember what we actually bet on.
No, the bet was when the game came out.
Yeah.
So when it comes out,
okay.
I think I have to donate $20 to the charity of your choice.
Yeah, $20 or $25 to
something like that. And then Adam was a fucking baby about this, and was like, "Oh, you gotta give me like 10 years until it comes out." So if the game isn't out by 2024, Adam will donate to my charity. Yeah, which I think is unfair. I think 5 years would have been more than enough. Well, hell, 2 years would have been enough.
Probably.
I mean, they've been working on it since like 2006.
Well, because it might still be another couple years before it comes out. Like, 2 years might not have been enough.
Oh, Jesus. That's what I'm saying, man.
But we know it's going to come out now. So.
No, we don't, actually.
We do.
Because what happened at the PlayStation... So Sony had their press conference, and the first thing they showed was Last Guardian, because everyone was... Because if they wouldn't have shown it first, everyone, the entire press conference would have been like, "We're going to have Last Guardian? They can show Last Guardian? Oh my god, it's a fucking game that I don't even fucking give a shit about anymore," actually, is what I found out. Is that watching that demo of them yelling at a dog monster to run around, I was like, I don't even know if I want to play this game now.
I do.
It was so anticlimactic because it was exactly what you expected it to be. And it was like, they spent 6 years putting out exactly what I thought the trailer, had shown what it should be. You know what I mean? It was like exactly what you expected it to be. And I was like, okay, that was exactly what we had been promised. and it took 6 years to get here, which is weird. You think they would have changed quite a bit, in those 6 years, but it looked really a lot like the trailer they had shown.
Looked pretty good.
I forget when it originally debuted. When was that, Adam? Was it
2009?
2009?
Yeah.
I think it was.
It was, I think.
When did that debut? Oh, here, Last Guardian. Here we go. When was that first announced? Was 2009 was the formally announced. It actually has been in development since 2007.
Yeah.
So it's been 8 years.
Yeah.
It was originally going to come out on the PS3, but now it's been pushed to the PS4.
I'm sure that's where most of it went.
I'm sure, but it's also obviously. I mean, I think Fumito Ueda left as the director, but he's back as like a consultant, I think, or something.
Well, he left the company, but he stayed as like a contractor for.
Well, yeah, he's a consultant. Like, so
Right.
he doesn't work for Sony, but like he's still actively working on the game. But
Right.
obviously that probably had something to do with it being delayed.
Yeah, I imagine.
So we'll see what happens with this game. But least Guardian, as I called it a year ago.
More like most Guardian.
Well, we'll see, because what they showed was a short, vertical slice trailer. And we're going
But it was gameplay though.
It was gameplay this time. You're right, but plenty of gameplay has been shown of games that have never come out. So, not having a release date leaves me wary. Still, I mean, it's obviously way more concrete than it was before.
But
you feel like they would have been like, we have a, we could have said, they could have said 2016 and been like, we got an entire full year to make this, but they didn't say anything. No. So I guess we'll see this year if at other trade shows they, give a more concrete release, cycle date. But
right.
I guess we'll find out.
I think it's funny that like last year you were like, we are never seeing this again. It's never going to be spoken of again.
Well, okay, in February
and then, boom,
of this
next year,
their trademark lapsed in the U.S.
I explained that the last year on the podcast. I'm like, hey, they got it back. There's a mistake.
Yeah.
I had the faith,
mm-hmm.
and it shall be rewarded.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see. So that's one big news. What was your most exciting thing about E3? Like, what video game announcement most excited you?
What video game announcement most excited me?
Yeah, or like what thing? Like, what about E3 was got you excited for video gaming?
I'm gonna have a hard time remembering the name of it. I think it was like Horizon Dawn.
That is not right, but I know what you're talking about. I believe it's Lost Horizon?
Lost Horizon. You're right. Yeah.
Maybe?
It's Lost Horizon. Or
no,
something Horizon.
It's not Lost Horizon. I'll just look it up. It was by Guerrilla Games.
Yeah. Guys who did Killzone.
It might actually just be Horizon.
It's Horizon something, I think.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. Okay. I was close.
I think they called it Horizon during the press conference, but they didn't have the...
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they had the whole thing. But anyway.
That looks really cool.
Yeah, so they talked about this. So you play as like a hunter lady named Eloy, and you explore a vibrant and lush world inhabited by like creatures, but they're like robots that are like animals, basically. So like robots, I guess. So they called this like a post-apocalypse game, which is kind of like
that's
awesome.
What seems really cool to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like not like the world's ended, everything's shitty. It's like the world ended, everything was shitty. And now this is how society has rebuilt itself, basically.
Exactly, yeah.
So it kind of looks like tribal-ish. The machines have like turned into like basically like autonomous animals that roam around. And, yeah. From what I've heard of the gameplay demos, is you it's open world completely with like cities and everything you can visit. Kind of like Skyrim style. And there's like packs of robot animals, and you can kill robots, kind of Monster Hunter style.
Yeah.
What I've heard, killing them for parts, and if you do, less damage to them to kill them, if you trap them or do various things to hit critical areas instead of just, bashing them, you'll get better parts that you can use to, like, upgrade things and buy weapons and all sorts of stuff. full day and night cycle. I mean, it just looks really cool and
It
unique.
looked very cool.
For me as well. I think that was the most exciting looking thing that I saw.
That was the most exciting new thing that I saw, for sure. I mean, I am still super pumped for stuff like...
Oh, you can pre-order it now on PlayStation, even though it doesn't have a release date or a rating.
Like Kingdom Hearts 3, I know is coming out.
They showed like absolutely nothing in that game, though.
They finally showed gameplay, which looks good.
I mean, it was really nondescript gameplay, though. You know what I mean? It was literally just combat.
Well, yeah.
No, like, story or any, like, Disney. They just showed the Tangled area. You know what I mean? It was like...
Yeah. No, they showed that, and they showed, like, the Hercules and a couple places.
But I guess they just weren't super specific about anything. So
no, but...
Still pretty early on, you know. They didn't have a release date. To be honest,
all that other stuff doesn't matter as much to me. I'm just happy to see that it's actually, like... See it in engine and looking cool.
Actually working,
yes.
Yeah.
Just so I actually know they're working on it, because it's been forever since Kingdom Hearts 2, and I loved it. And I love Kingdom Hearts, but I'm not one to, like, I need to buy a Vita to play
Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah, or...
D3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Or all this, I was kind of tempted to get the re-releases of, like, the 1.5 and 2.5. So
what are those? Were those on PS3?
Yeah. Well, actually, I think they're both on PS3. But they have the original games, and they have, like, I know the 1.5 has, like, Chain of Memories and a couple of the DS stuff, actually. So.
I mean, I don't.
Some of that stuff's kind of tempting because I do like
any of them. So
yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure they're good games. I just never got into them, you know. And obviously they have a huge fan base, so... 1 and 2, like the full console games are definitely... I can't speak to the other ones, but they're definitely a lot of fun. Especially, I mean, if you like Disney, if you like Final Fantasy, like all that stuff, it's kind of interesting. A lot of people that visited E3 said it was awesome, like one of the better E3s. And as someone who just kind of viewed it as at a distance, watching trailers and the keynotes, I didn't think it was that great, I guess, because there really wasn't... I guess kind of one of the biggest things that they had was how much they're doing with VR right now.
Right.
And you can't really show that.
No.
You know, over video. You kind of have to see it, you know? I
did hear, like, Dan Reichert talking about one of the crazy Oculus demos he went to, though, that sounded amazing.
Yeah, there's some crazy Oculus stuff going on, and some crazy Morpheus demos that sounded, like, insane, and... HoloLens actually looked to be something really neat. Mm-hmm. Like, people had talked about how, I'll believe it when I see it, you know. And then they showed it, and they were like, yeah, it actually looked really stable. Like, it's a little bit limited, but, like, for what it does, it works really well.
HoloLens is going to be one of those amazing, like, second screen type things, but I don't know how it's going to work for, like...
Well, I think
it's not VR, it's, like, ARG type stuff.
Yeah. Well, one of the cool things about the HoloLens is I believe it's untethered. And like the idea is that you can like put a screen up on a wall anywhere and play the game, you know, like on your, you know, in front of you basically, and then you can like have a table and do like apparently they showed not some of the stuff they didn't show at the press conferences, but they showed some Halo stuff with some like full battlefield view maps and stuff. I think
that's kind of what I mean. Like that's great for like second screen type stuff, but I just don't know how it's good for actual gameplay.
Yeah,
unless you're playing like, you know, VR chess or something.
Well, I feel like that's something that's way earlier, you know, in its development. Right now,
makes solitaire
the AR stuff
way more interesting, I guess. But
yeah, man, can you imagine those fucking when you finish the cascade of cards shooting at your face?
Yeah,
just cards exploding through the screen. Fuck yeah, solitaire. So that's cool. And I think that's going to be Windows 10 as well.
Yeah.
I believe. So it won't be just for Xbox. Which would be nice, because I don't have an Xbox One, and I probably will have Windows 10, if I ever get my computer back.
Yeah.
I do have a Computergate update.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I was contacted. So, really interesting. I want to give Madison Geeks some props here. Because it has been I think 5 months at this point. Yes, over 5 months since they've had my computer. And they've gone through 2 motherboards. They eventually got one that worked, and apparently that's stable. They put a video card that they had in it, and it's running fine. But the video card that they got sent back was busted. It wasn't working. So what happened was powercolor, which is the culprit here in all of the slowdown. Powercolor's RMA, they said, they took forever to get back, like a month to contact, and they're like, oh yeah, we don't actually have that card in stock anymore.
Right.
The card that you have a warranty on. It's like having a reservation at a restaurant, and you show up, and they're like, oh no, you still gotta wait. It's like, I got a reservation for 7:30.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you had time to plan for this. Like, if I have a warranty on a card, you have to have something to give me. So they were like, oh, we'll give you an RX-9 fucking 290, whatever. I looked at the Tom's Hardware equivalent, like, level to my card. It's the newer gen card, but, like, the same power as the card that I have. So I was like, whatever. That's cool. Do what you will. So I was like, sure. Send me that card. That's cool. Got the card. Didn't work. It was doing weird graphical glitches, errors. And so they tried to send it back, and PowerColor was like, no. What are you doing? You can't send that back. You got to update the firmware on the card, and it'll work. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, what? Like, you send a broken card. You know, the firmware should be, working on it out of the box. I don't know what the fuck the problem is. Apparently they sent the card back, and they were like, okay, fine, we'll take the card back. And then the people at Madison Geeks get a message saying, oh, no, that card's not, the warranty's over for that card.
Well, it wasn't when we originally put it in.
That's not even it. The warranty is until next year. It's a 3-year warranty from 2013. So I got till 2016 March.
Yeah.
On that original card. But the card they sent me obviously was a new card that wasn't under warranty. And so they're like, oh, no, there's no warranty on that card. Which is like, okay, what the fuck? You're like, no, this card has its own warranty on it. At least should go through the original card's warranty.
Yeah, exactly. That's ridiculous.
So apparently spent a couple hours on the phone with these PowerColor people trying to figure out what the fuck was going on with their RMA system. And they're like, no, don't worry about it. All right, stay on the line, enter the RMA, I'll be here, I'll accept it, and you can send the card in. So he's like, all right. And he's like, oh, I got to get off the phone. Just send it. We'll okay it, and you can send the card in, right? Mm-hmm. So he fills out the RMA, sends it in. Hour later, it says, denied, out of warranty. And it's like, what the mother effing fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And then, of course, you get someone else from their company saying, no, that card's out of warranty. You can't send that in. And it's like, dear Jesus.
Yeah.
It is just fucked crazy right now. So he was like, I don't know, I'm going to keep emailing them angry emails. He sent me one of the emails he sent them. Mm-hmm. And he's like, this is your problem. The card we sent is under warranty. You sent us a different card. We're sending that card back. Figure it out and give us a card that actually works. Mm-hmm. And they just aren't responding. So whatever PowerColor, the video card manufacturer, is a piece of shit. And no customer service. So I'm going to wait another couple weeks, and if worse comes to worse, I'm just going to say, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, am I out the $200, $300 that card is? I'll just buy a new fucking video card at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just get one of the NVIDIA mid-level $250, $300 cards and be done with it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because apparently my computer works right now. It just doesn't have a video card. So, I don't know. He said he was going to try it. I'll call back next week and just see where the progress is at. And I don't know. I'm frustrated, and
yeah,
it's ridiculous. I mean, he sent me like a screen capture of the original RMA they sent in, which originally sent to PowerColor on the 2nd or the 7th of February. So just 2 weeks after, I sent it in.
Right.
And so apparently product is out. I mean, it's just insane right now. It's just nonsense. I mean, they're obviously doing a lot of hard work for me here, which I really appreciate, but it sounds like the manufacturer is just a piece of garbage. Yeah. So my recommendation is do not buy CyberPower PCs or iBuy Power PCs because they use garbage manufacturers that just don't work with you. I mean, I could have sent my entire case in to them because it was under warranty with them with free labor, but I would have had to mail it to Texas, and that would have cost me, $150 to mail that fucking heavy ass case there. Yeah. And worry about it breaking on the fucking truck when it gets, something dropped on it. I wasn't going to do that because I was like, the cost of having it mailed to them would probably be what the fucking cost would be for some local company just to do the labor. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like $150, $200 to do the labor on this thing to, replace the motherboard and possibly the video card. Apparently both were bad. So, yeah, he sent this amazing email to PowerColor where he's just like, this is becoming a nightmare, and we're frustrated. We're waiting for you on how a firmware could even fix the card that's still having a red line and crashing issues. And we don't know how this is going to fix it. He's just like, this is a song and dance, and we're no longer willing to participate in it. We're not interested in using your RMA website anymore, and we'd like you to call us as soon as possible so we can handle this over the phone. It's just insane right now. And he's like, can your reps enter this into the website? Because when we enter it in, it says the card is out of warranty, and it won't let me enter the RMA. And he says, in all caps, this card is your replacement card you sent us. If it's out of warranty, that's an issue on your side, not ours. The replacement card should still be in warranty and work when it's received from your warehouse. And he says, we've tested this with other motherboards. It's been tested with server, with other video cards, and it is not working correctly. It needs to be addressed. And please advise. And that was this week. So it's nonsense.
Well, at least they're going to bat for you.
They are. That's awesome.
Yeah.
They've been slow, which I'm sure is a little bit on their end, but a little bit on the fact that, since February, they've had tickets in, and they've obviously been, testing my computer and putting it in. So, PowerColor is not keeping up here. And that is what's slowing me down, which really sucks because I'm at the point where it's like I could either say, fuck these people and get a card. I don't know if I can. I don't know what I can do at this point, honestly. Right. Like, can I send them a threatening email? Like, I'm going to report you because, this is guaranteed. I have the fucking warranty right here and you're not giving it to me. It's just insane. And they should just send me a new card. Just a brand new one.
Yeah. Just
buy me a fucking new card. $200, $300, for this card that's now like 2 years old at this point, and it'll all be done with. You know what I mean? Like Jesus Christ, we'll see. Whatever. I mean, I've got a working computer right now. It's old as fuck. It's 8 years old. Well, 7 years old at this point, but it was top of the line when I bought it, so it still runs decently. With Windows 7, but
yeah.
Nowhere near as nice as my full-size computer would be, because there are a lot of PC games that are coming out that I would love to play, but I can't. Like, the Steam summer sale happened. I didn't buy anything, because what am I going to buy? Shit I can't play? Like, no. I'm not going to spend money on something I can't play right now. It just sucks. And I drown my sorrows in Russell's Reserve. Yeah. Anything else stand out at E3 for you, though, Adam?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean,
we watched the PC Gamer conference, which was interesting.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was cool. It was a little low rent, but, it was
I actually liked it better, I think, because it was nice to see actually them talking to people and, like, kind of having a conversation as opposed to
it was a little bit more laid out than it was with, where they have the slick presentation switching between people.
Plus, they packed, like, a bunch of shit into that.
It was long. It was 2.5 hours long. But they put in just
tons of shit.
Loads and loads of developers with, like, previews and and all sorts of cool stuff, which was really neat. I don't know, but I'm trying to think of what I'm most excited for. I guess I'm excited to see where VR is going to go. You know,
As far as this fall, I mean, Fallout 4 looks nice.
Fallout 4 looks really cool. I mean, fuck Fallout Shelter being iOS only. Furious about that.
I'm actually enjoying that game quite a bit.
I've heard it's fun.
I don't play a lot of mobile games, but I actually
really like to play it.
Yeah.
Speaking of mobile games, Adam, can I tell you a game I've been addicted to?
Sure.
All right. It is called Neko Atsume. Do you know what that stands for, Adam?
I know Neko is cat. Atsume
Correct.
sounds almost like hot eyes.
No.
Laser eyes, maybe? Something like that?
No, it's not cat laser eyes.
What is it?
I'm going to look up what Atsume means.
Atsume means like hot eyes, I think.
No, it does not mean hot eyes.
Or burning eyes.
I gotta, like, grab the text in Japanese and use Google Translate here to see what that means.
It's hard to tell for Japanese because some things sound alike, but
Yeah.
like the
you have to
characters
have
are
the
different.
actual characters in there. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Neko Atsume is cat collector.
Oh, okay. So the Atsume is a verb, not a...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like collecting cats, basically, the game.
Okay.
Adam, you need to get this game. It's amazing. It's on iOS. It's on Android.
Is it?
It is. What is? Is it amazing, Adam? Yes, it is. Let me tell you how this game works, Adam. So you have a garden, right?
Yeah.
And in the garden, you can spend sardines, they're silver and gold sardines, to buy toys to put in your garden. And this is kind of like a game that runs in the background. So every once in a while, you'll open up your phone, go to your cat garden, and see what cats are hanging out in the garden, take pictures of them, name them, and as they play in your garden, they give you sardines, golden or silver, as like a tribute, or a tip for how nice your garden is. And you collect those to buy new things for cats to play with. And you can get super weird toys that like bring in like samurai cats, train conductor cats, like movie star cats.
I'm seeing a problem here, though.
Yeah?
It's all in Japanese.
Yeah, it is.
Like, how do you know what to do? It's in
Well,
Japanese.
Adam, you just read a guide. If you look up Neko Atsume Guide, there's actually a WordPress blog that I will literally email to you and put in the website thing, because everyone should play this game because it has taken my life over. And it's nice, too, because it's really quick. Like, you really don't like need to spend time playing it. It's something like you let go in the background for a while. You have to refill your food dish every 8 hours or 6 hours, depending on what level of food you're putting in there. But this guide that I have is like 100% like just tells you what every single menu item says, basically. So it's really easy to play, though, once you have the guide, because it's just as simple as, like, you know, what you need to click on to do stuff. I mean, like, once you figure, like, I know, like, well, how much Japanese do I know?
You probably
Zero
can't read
written
any.
Japanese.
Yeah.
And I'll say 0.5% of spoken Japanese is where I'm at right now. And so I know nothing, but like once you get and the menus have like icons and they're pretty simple. I mean, there's a little shopping bag. That's the buying toys section. There's a little thing that has blocks. That's your menu for what toys you have. And then it's really simple. And the idea is you basically find cats. You can click their name box to rename them to whatever you want. And then they just show up. And then if cats visit your garden a lot and like your garden, they'll give you like a treasure, a special toy you can put down. It's so dumb, Adam, this game. But once you see the art, which is the most adorable Microsoft Paint style cats, just playing around, rolling around with the toys that you put out for them, you'll like it. It's stupid, but I love
I'm
it.
buying a red ball with 60 sardines right now.
That's right, Adam.
Silver ones.
Yep, silver sardines. And then you just put it down the garden, make sure you have food out, and then, so, like, they won't show up if you have the game open. So you just close it, go about your day, and once every couple hours, just open it up and see what cats have shown up. If there's a cat playing there now, you can hit the camera button to take a photo of it, and then you can save that photo to the cat. You know, and if you double-click the photo in the album, it makes it like the number one, like the best photo, and that shows up on their profile page. You can click the name in Japanese to name it into English if you want. So all my cats have names. I can go through my cat name list here. Let's see who I got. Well, currently in my garden, I have Jalopy, who I named because he showed up in my motor vehicle-shaped box first time I saw him. He's playing right now with a looks like a Japanese like leaf toy. He's batting around right now. I've got Bananas, who's cuddling up next to a little rabbit toy that I bought. And in my little car box, I have Biz Nasty.
Biz Nasty?
A white cat, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and so basically you just, go to the game, right? And see what's going on, take pictures. It's literally nothing but the excitement of opening it up and seeing that there's a new cat that you haven't cataloged yet and taking a picture of it and naming it. And then, and checking the tips that you've gained at the bottom and using those points to buy new special items that have different adorable cat rolling around animations that come with them that may attract new special cats that give you more gold. It's ridiculous, Adam. It's the dumbest game, but I can't stop looking at it.
I see.
And you can get enough like golden sardines to remodel your garden to get new areas in it to put more toys down, and it's just great. But that guide I sent you literally translates every single menu.
Yeah.
It tells you how to take screenshots and whatnot to like do the special things and has the names for all the different toys. That's it, really. It's really simple, but really dumb. And if you're like me, you'll end up spending a bunch of time during the day just pausing, opening it up, clicking through all the cats, and seeing if there's a brand new one, and taking a photo.
Ah, there's one.
Yup! You got him.
Shiro Neko-san, which means white cat.
Yep.
Or Mr. White Cat.
So there's I love Japanese, the language, because it's ridiculous and dumb. But there's a brand new cat that was introduced, I think, this week or last week. And his name is Karimu-san. Do you know what that stands for?
Cream?
Yes, cream-colored cat.
Wow.
I didn't realize the Japanese for cream was Karimu, which is funny.
Yeah, it depends on like how new the word is or how foreign it is.
Yeah, Japanese words are sometimes racist pronunciations of English words, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a neat game, really fun. It's dumb as hell, and it's really easy to get because it's on Google Play and that. But it's hard to find because you have to type in Japanese text to get the name.
Yeah.
But if you just Google search the Englishizzations Neko Atsume, which is just Neko
Neko Atsume.
Yes, ATSUME. I'll put a link on the website. And you just click the link and
Wow.
it downloads the game.
Boy, that's going to take some time.
What?
From my life, probably.
It's just dumb. You don't really have to spend much time doing it other
I
than
guess
just
that's
checking
true.
in every once in a while, saying, oh shit, that's a brand new cat, and taking a photo of it, naming it, whatever you want. If you can translate it, you could just switch it to the English version, or not. And, like, it's just dumb. I don't know how to describe it. Apparently the game's really big in Japan. As I've seen, there's, like, merchandise for the game, like little
sure.
phone tags that you can buy, as the, Japanese love to do. Just get the ridiculous keychains for their phones. I don't know. It's just dumb. You know what I mean? Like, but the guide is really comprehensive that I'll put on the website. So, like, if you don't know any Japanese, you don't need to know any Japanese to play this game. Like, like once you know what each menu item does, it's as simple as taking photos of cats, clicking on the Japanese characters to get the name. There's a password system daily, where you can enter in the daily password, right?
Yeah.
To get bonus gold sardines or silver sardines. You know, it changes daily what the rewards are. There's a Reddit, just Reddit/r/neko atsume,
Yeah.
and that has the daily password every day. And I just copy paste that into the game, and it gives me the points. So
That's funny. I
don't know why this is so enthralling to me, this cat game. It's because it's dumb. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
You just, every once in a while, you click in and you have an adorable picture of a cat. And you take a picture of it, and you're excited that a new cat has shown up in your garden.
Now that you reminded me, I have to check on my vault.
Yep, see, exactly. And then sometimes a giant fat cat will show up and he'll eat all of your food.
Really?
Yeah, he's the worst. That's okay, though. It's not too bad. That's it. Anyway, yeah, there's a baseball playing cat, a cat with mouse ears. There's, just and stupid. There's a cooking cat. It's so dumb. There's a sphinx cat, Sphinx-san, a cafe, like a Japanese high school what's it called? High school festival. What is it called? Like the culture festival?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a cafe with like the fucking, anime cafe outfit wearing cat that shows up. It's so
That's funny.
dumb. It's so dumb. Yeah. Anyway, I think it's really funny. But you put like a box in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a cake box, and then you'll show up and there'll be a cat's butt sticking out of the box, as cats do.
Yeah.
Just sit in boxes. I don't know. It's really dumb. I love it though, and it's free. And you can spend money, but you earn the currency pretty quick.
That's good.
Like, yeah, I've earned more than enough gold. I probably earned like 100 gold in like the 4 days I've been playing this. And it costs 180 for your first gold upgrade, and then I think 280 after that. It's really easy. Or you can just buy it. You can buy, I think the biggest purchase you can make in this game is $4, I think, for like a ton of the gold ones, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spend any money because I'm worried. Because I'm sure all of the buying gold is in Japanese, and I won't know what it means. And I'll end up spending like $20 on this game.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been up to.
Cool.
But getting back to E3, not phone games, but
Although Fallout Shelter's pretty cool.
Fallout Shelter is cool. It looked really neat. Supposedly the Android version is being made right now.
I don't doubt it.
So on its way. They said within a few months, which is like, what the fuck? How do you not have this out? Like, you got to develop concurrently for both. Because...
Nah. Gotta develop to the best. iOS.
Maybe. Android's got a bigger base.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is actually. It has a
I suppose that's true, 'cause they have a bunch of
much
different
larger
Manufacturers.
base, but it's also much harder to develop for because there's so many different devices, to have a compatibility
Right.
with. So it's tougher, but bigger base. I think the people on iOS spend more though, on average.
That's probably true.
But I think, well, maybe not with free-to-play games. I feel like you get your fucking Game of War Fire Age on Android devices, and it's making billions there, too. But, that seems cool. I can't wait to try out Fallout Shelter, though. It seems really neat.
Yeah.
What else is coming out this fall? Fallout 4 looks great.
Yeah.
What was
That's
it?
the only one I think I'm excited about this year, other than...
I feel like there was a couple other games that look kind of neat this fall. Did Ubisoft have something? Oh, I guess
Something's coming out in December, I think.
I guess if Rainbow Six Siege is good, I'd like to try it.
I don't really care about that.
Well, I mean, if it ends up being great, I'd like to play it. But
Yeah, maybe. It seems it's all multiplayer, isn't it?
no, that's it. Adam. Were you not at the press conference?
Oh, it was.
They literally went into great detail talking about how no, it's not just multiplayer. There's a full single player campaign too. We just showed off the multiplayer because we had betas for it.
I don't know.
I don't know. Someone who's played the old Rainbow Six games on PC.
Tell you what did look cool that's
Yeah?
not coming out this year. is that Ghost Recon Wildlands. Pretty badass.
Yeah, it's kind of an open world shooter, but I don't know how to describe it.
It's like a modern warfare Red Dead Revolver.
Yeah, basically. 'Cause you're out in the kind of like with northern Mexico area, hunting down cartel guys with your team of, Rainbow Six guys, basically.
Yeah.
And you're able to okay, you got this cartel guy, you can get him stealthy, you can go in guns blazing, you can capture him and use him to turn on his boss to go up. I don't know, it seems pretty complicated. So
Yeah.
when that ends up coming out, I think later, 2016 they said. Maybe. I don't know if they set a date, but
I don't think they set
obviously
a date.
not this year. The other game that looked amazing this year, Just Cause 3. Man, if that comes out.
That's what I'm not so sure about. It looks amazing.
Have you played Just Cause 2?
Yes, and that's why I'm not so sure I like it, because I didn't really like Just Cause 2 that much.
Did you play a lot of it, or just a little?
Some. I had trouble with all the weird controls.
Yeah, the controls aren't super great, but
I was like,
I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things that when you get over the hump of how to work it.
I probably didn't play it long enough to get over the hump. But
Yeah.
I was just...
Well,
I was
supposedly
the concept seems cool, but this is too hard to do.
Well, supposedly Just Cause 3, they were talking about the controls are way simpler.
Yeah.
Which sounds great. But
That's probably good then.
I mean, so one of the cool things about Just Cause, which is kind of an open world shooter, you're doing all sorts of, stuff, blowing up villages. Literally, the currency in the game was destruction. So the more destruction you got, the more, stuff you unlocked.
Yeah.
So literally, we just go around and be like, oh, that's a government-controlled, thing. If you blow up, all of their, fuel silos and giant explosions, you get points.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a fun mechanic. But that game is crazy. Some of the first missions you have are just insane. You're just grappling, because you can grapple hook on everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have just crazy verticality that you don't see in a lot of those open world shooters, and you're just kind of flying around. They showed there's a lot of destructibility with the buildings and stuff. Looks cool.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of neat in the fact that you can kind of just it's kind of a playground, a sandbox.
Yeah.
Especially in the newer one, because they showed, so you have a line that you can attach to stuff, your grappling hook line, and then zip to it quick with your little metal thing that you use.
Oh yeah, you can do a Batman grappler type thing.
Yeah. So, but they introduced this in the multiplayer of Just Cause 2, where you can tether two things together.
Yeah.
So you can tether a car to a helicopter that's taken off, and then it'll carry the car off with it and flip out and crash, and it's hilarious looking. But in this game, you have a grappler that you can hook two things together, up to 3, I think they showed. And then you can hit a button, and then the grappling lines retract, and so you can grapple 2 helicopters together and hit the button, and they just slam into each other and explode. Yeah. It looks really fun, and that's kind of one of those games that's if I read the reviews and everyone's like, dude, this works exactly like what you want, and just destruction playground, might be worth picking up. But
yeah, that's the thing. I'm a little bit more cautious on that one, but I think it could
fair
be
enough.
I think Fallout 4 is going to be great. I don't know what else is even coming out this year. There's not much. Destiny's getting an expansion. I don't even know, man.
I'm gonna look at maybe there's a Wikipedia list of. Well, let's look at Game Informer's fall 2015 game releases. Oh, here we go. Let's see what's scheduled right now.
Isn't No Man's Sky's coming out?
They did not say, which blows my mind.
I'm thinking it's probably going to be this year, though.
Okay, it says confirmed. It's under the confirmed 2015, but no date. So,
okay.
You would assume that'd be out.
That could be cool. That seems like a cool game.
Trackmania Turbo, I'm excited for.
I could not give a fuck.
I mean, I played hours and hours of Trackmania Nations on the PC. Yeah. So that excites me. If it's good, it's coming out for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. There's that new Need for Speed game that I don't give a shit about.
No.
Call of Duty Black Blops 4.
Bleh.
COD
It's 3.
Blops.
It's COD Blops 3, right?
You're right.
Yeah.
COD Blops 3.
But it's also in the future.
In the future, yeah.
Like
Future
Advanced
COD
Warfare.
Blops.
Yeah.
Whatever. I played the first COD Blops, and that was cool. You got to like kill Fidel Castro.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been kind of over Call of Duty since forever.
Yeah. Fair enough. Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I didn't play the first one.
I like the first one, but it's only coming out for Xbox One and 360 apparently in the fall.
Well, that makes sense. I think doesn't Microsoft own one of their?
No.
It's not.
No, they don't own it. They just have an exclusivity deal.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's fine though. I mean, it'll come out in the PS4 in the spring probably.
I don't know. Either way.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That could be really cool if it's good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, because I like Battlefield games, and if this is like Battlefield 4 but with like Star Wars stuff, and like the epic scale of like you can get in an AT-AT and tromp around shooting guys, blowing up dudes.
I'll probably be ready for that when it comes out.
Yeah, of course, and that's coming out, I think mid-November. So if that's good, I'll definitely pick that up. Like, because I'm ready for another Battlefield experience.
Yeah.
There's, of course, Guitar Hero Live and Rock Band 4.
Not really pumped about either of those.
I guess Rock Band 4 doesn't have a release date right now. But it's coming out this year, so they didn't say release date, but it's they've got pre-orders up, so
either of those.
Halo 5, that's a big one.
Yeah, I guess.
If I had an Xbox One,
Right.
I'd be excited. Supposedly it looks cool.
I don't know. I've never played a Halo game, so
Really? They're really good. I mean,
that's
you'd
not
like
true.
them.
I played a little bit of the very first Halo on original Xbox, but that's it. Seemed cool at the time.
They're
I
really
guess,
good.
but I really got into it.
Let's see. Dragon Quest Heroes is coming out, which is crazy to me.
Actually, now that I think about it, Final Fantasy 15 should probably be out this year, right?
I don't see a release date.
They had that beta.
I doubt it's out this year in the U.S.
Really?
No way. I don't even see it. I don't even see it in the 2014 release list right now.
Not 2014.
Or 2015, sorry. It's not even in the release lists for 2015.
They had the beta like what, last winter?
Yeah, but that was just a small bit.
Yeah, but they've got.
I think that's going to be an early 2016 game.
It would have to be early, I would think. I can't imagine it taking much longer at this point.
September's got a lot of big games, actually.
Does it?
Forza 6, if you're into that. I am, but I don't have an Xbox One, so I'm probably not going to buy one. Super Mario Maker looked really awesome.
Yeah, I knew that was coming out on September 11th, but...
Yeah, interesting release date.
Yeah. Yeah, but... I don't...
I know a game you're going to buy.
What's that?
Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain.
Oh, yeah. That is coming out.
September
I'm excited
1st.
about that.
That's my September game purchase.
First, yeah.
Phantom Pain.
Definitely.
Let's see. The NBA games, of course. I like those, but
Blah, blah, blah.
I'd have to be convinced that it's a big upgrade to jump in. There's that Rare collection looked really cool, actually, for Xbox One. Yeah. It's got 30 games. I mean, it includes like a bunch of 360 games too, like Nuts and Bolts, which is great, and both Viva Pinata games, which are amazing. You ever play the Viva Pinata games?
I own the first one, yes. Yeah.
I love that game. That's ridiculous.
It's good.
It's like a gardening sim, but neat, Even if you don't know anything about Viva Pinata, which was a cartoon.
Yeah.
It was pretty popular. That was kind of neat.
That was a pretty good game. Had great music, too.
Great fucking music, yeah. That's it, really. Not a lot this year, I guess.
So, well, that's... Okay. Well, that didn't even include Fallout, which is definitely...
So there's like 4 games.
So Fallout. I thought there was something in December.
Just
That
Cause
I-
3 and Hitman,
Oh, Hitman. Maybe that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking of.
which could be good.
That one definitely could. I don't know. I'm reserving judgment. It could be good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Man, that's a dearth, man.
Yeah.
There's not a lot going on.
No, a couple big games though. A couple big games. I mean, Fallout 4 could be hundreds of hours of
Well,
content.
yeah, Fallout 4 and MGS 5 are probably the big ones for me.
Yeah, me too.
Man,
And
I can't believe-
yeah, MGS 5, Fallout 4.
yeah. Beyond that, it's
Yeah, none of the new IPs are really coming out this year. It's a lot of
No.
sequels this year, so
no. And the FF7 remake, of course.
which will be not this year,
No.
but
They would be dumb if they couldn't make that by 2017 because that'll be the 20 year anniversary.
yeah,
That'd be
that's
the year to
probably
do
it.
it.
It'll probably be spring 2017.
I don't know if they'll be able to make it that fast.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I mean, obviously last year the reception they got when they showed like that, they were like, okay, we really do need to make this. So I think they
Yeah.
kind of started making it last year. So
Still, that's a big
3
game to
years
make.
though is probably enough. I mean, it's not like they need to write a new story or anything. They just need to port it.
No, that's true.
That's
but
a
they
lot.
have to. Well, it's a lot of assets though. Like all that, it's being completely.
I mean, they
redone.
can condense the game down a little bit.
Maybe.
Some of the
From what I heard though, they're planning on not making like a straight remake. They're
no,
planning on
it's going to be
changing
different.
some stuff up, which kind of worries me. Hope they don't get rid of Materia because I like Materia.
Yep.
I mean, they can't too much because it's part of the story, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yep.
I'm excited for that though, and Shenmue 3. That's one of those things where I would love to have some way to play like the first two to see what that's about. I mean, I guess it's just that it had a lot of realism before that was big in games,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll be able to jump right into Shenmue 3.
That's supposedly 2017, I think, is when it was coming out. So
Oh yeah, that's a long way away, but and may not even make it.
I don't even give it. I don't know anything about that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I'm
It was
curious.
interesting they announced the Kickstarter at the Sony press conference,
That's first for sure.
which is weird. I guess Sony's going to be helping them build it,
Yeah.
or at least helping not build it. Actually, they're building it themselves, but Sony's going to help market it and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
right now it's at the 4 million mark, or 3.7 million right now they've raised. So out of the 2 million goal, so that's cool. Hopefully they can make that. It sounds like they want 11 million as far as they've gotten stretch goals.
Oh yeah.
I see that not happening because they're only at 3.7 million now with 20 days left, 10 days in, and so they
Yeah.
got the big burst of people that are excited about it now. I don't think they're going to get another 7 million, 8 million with that. So
Yeah, probably not.
we'll see. She's got weird stretch goals here, Adam. I always think it's so weird when they have stretch goals.
Yeah.
First one is Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2 Cinema Shorts was the first one at 2.5 million. So they're
Oh.
going to recap the game, first two games for you.
Well, that's good because that's something I would need.
Adam at 3 million
Uh-huh.
or 2.6 Deutsch Untertitel.
Uh-huh.
German subtitles.
Deutschmark. Sure.
Another 0.1 million French subtitles, Spanish subtitles, Italian subtitles,
So
all stretch goals.
Stretch goals are localization then.
Yep, and then after that, 3.2 is rapport system. I guess the system.
Oh, okay.
3.5 is skill tree system. I feel like a skill tree is something you'd want in the game to begin with.
Maybe. It depends on what kind of game. I guess the thing, I don't really know what Shenmue.
I don't know
original
fuck
is
about
like.
Shenmue, so whatever.
Yeah.
If it's good, I'll play it,
Yeah.
But I'm not going to back that because I don't know anything about it. And I think the backer, I think the $30 is the digital copy for PC or PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Something I never got into because it was kind of a Dreamcast thing.
Yeah, it was the first two were Dreamcast
Yeah.
games.
Anything else, Adam?
About E3?
Yeah.
I don't think so. We covered pretty much.
Let's put a bow on it.
I mean, I'm excited to see the Division when it comes out, but that
Yeah.
apparently is not this year, or
No,
maybe ever.
another year.
I don't know. I thought it would be this year.
Yeah, I guess not. They've kind of been showing it for like 2 years now. They've been showing it.
Yeah.
2013 was when it was first
I was hoping
announced.
I was hoping it was this fall, but I guess not.
We'll see.
Looks cool though.
Yeah,
Honestly-
kind of an
honestly.
half open world, half team-based shooter with weird betrayal mechanics.
I kind of hope it's going to be what Destiny should have been, except
Yeah.
less sci-fi.
Yeah, maybe. And then they have that Destiny expansion that's coming out too that looks kind of neat.
Yeah, I go back and forth on Destiny.
Yeah, I'd like to play it more, but the more I think about it, it's like, are they going to add anything that brings me back, you know?
Well, they're definitely going to add more actual content with the big expansion.
Yeah, supposedly more, like a whole new story mission set.
Yeah.
Like a big
New
amount.
location.
I don't know. I mean, if it comes out and everyone's like, this is amazing, you should get back into Destiny, it'd be cool. I mean, there was a bit of an outcry over the pricing, I guess. 'Cause
Right,
People
right.
were really pissed that they're going to be releasing a $60 version that was the Destiny, Game of the Year edition, which is going to include all of the expansions, including the new one, for $60. And the new expansion, I think, is $40. And it's like,
Right.
what? People have probably dropped if you've gotten all of the expansions, which I think were $20 a piece, and there's been 2 of them. Mm-hmm. People have spent, $100 at this point on the game.
Yeah.
And to have someone to be able to just drop in with 60 seems kind of like, what the fuck? Because
Right.
you're going to be spending, I think the expansion's 40 or is it 50?
I think it's 40.
I think it's 40. So, I mean, you're going to be spending 140, and someone getting in brand new is going to spend 60. It seems kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't
But I
know what
mean,
they're
on the
doing.
other hand, it's like you also can't say, join up for this new expansion and pay $140 to hop right in.
No, I know.
So, I mean, I think they are lowering it. I think I heard.
Either they're lowering it or they may be adding incentives for like people that have been playing the game. Like we're gonna get
Yeah.
special items and stuff for having been there since the start.
Well, I think they were going to have like a Taken King only version that was cheaper. But
Okay, yeah.
or maybe that's, I don't know.
I don't know. They're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, I saw a story saying that like the Taken King is going to be cheaper or something like that, but I didn't read all of it, so not sure. What
That's your love of Destiny right there. Not even reading the full.
Well, I read the headline and I was like, okay, well maybe I'll buy it then, like when it comes out. But I don't know. I just know that like the $40 worth of DLC they've added so far, it gives me no reason to want to actually purchase it. So
Yeah, so officially announced at E3 it was going to cost players $40, as well as the Dark Below and House of Wolves expansions that are $20 a piece. So that's an additional $80 to get the full Destiny experience. You know what I mean? So it's like that's $140 total dollars, and those that want to jump in get the Legendary Edition for $60, which includes the original version, Dark Below, House of Wolves, and Taken King, all in one place. $60 seems great, but I've already spent $60 on the game. And the collector's edition, of course, comes with
the
some
emotes.
exclusives,
Yeah.
emotes, armor shaders.
Well, so as far as I understand, the armor shaders you could get in other places, but like the emotes you could only get through the collector's edition, which meant that anybody who wanted them, who had already purchased like Destiny and the expansions, would have to repurchase them to get them, which is bullshit. Ugh.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting because I guess Luke Smith, creative director for
Yeah.
Taken King, kind of enraged fans by being a bit cavalier.
I
about
read the interview. It was kind of bad.
Yeah, he was just like, wow, we got so much. You should be happy to pay for it. And it's like, well, okay, that's one way to look at it. But, I mean, when you're giving people the same game $60 that people will have spent $140 on, I mean, that's more than double the price, which is crazy. Because, like, when a WoW expansion comes out, you know, if you're brand new, you know, it's like you can buy the expansion. But the way that they do it is like you buy the game, right, for like $20 if you don't have it, and it comes with every expansion except for the new one, and you spend $40 to get that. So it's like $60 to get the game and the expansion if you're a brand new player. You know what I mean? But if you're like, you know, so it's like, all right, you know. But the thing with WoW is the expansion comes out once every 2 years, and if you're a player that's been playing it, you've been playing it for 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're getting busted out of this because you're paying $15 a month anyway, you know, so it's not like some crazy, you know, expense. I mean, $40 is like whatever, you know, it comes with a bunch of tchotchkes too, you know, and you want to get it the day of so you can be in it. So I feel like they're kind of just like, it's kind of just like, you know, oh, you know, just spend all this money. You know, because like they're like, you know, it's just like the way World of Warcraft does it. It's like, well, you're not World of Warcraft, so you can't, you know, get away with this.
I mean, yeah, they're not charging a subscription fee, but also they're not really providing as much content either. Like even with the stuff they've added, they're not providing a whole lot of. At least not for me. Like people, I guess there's people out there who will play the same stuff and grind for loot forever, and I guess that's, you know, if that's your thing, Destiny's your game. But to me, I need actual like story stuff or cooperative. You know,
it's kind of interesting because this is kind of blown out of proportions for them. Because so there's a lot of dissent, and so Bungie went to the official website and said, "We're actively working on making the digital content from the collector's edition available in a $20 upgrade bundle." So, you know, you spend $20 to upgrade your, you know, current version of Destiny.
Yeah.
To get the same things as the Taken King, I guess. So it's going to be $20 to get all of the upgrades, basically.
So does that include the Taken King?
I don't think so.
Or is that like Destiny and like the 2 DLC?
I don't know. It's just we're just actively working to make the digital content from the collector's edition available in a $20 upgrade bundle, available on, you know, September 15th.
So what's the digital stuff from the Legendary?
Which is the 2 previous expansion packs.
Okay, that
which are $40.
I guess.
If you purchase the standalone version of Destiny, the Taken King, you'll get the digital items as soon as they're available. So if you've already pre-ordered the Taken King, you're going to get the upgrade items at the same time, I guess, early on 9/15. I don't know. This is they just made this really complicated. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know, like...
Well, that's the problem. They seem like they don't know what they want to do. Like, they don't know if they want to make a shooter or an MMO or an MMO shooter. Because where they are right now is somewhere in the middle, and it's not either. Really. I mean,
it's just...
Or I should say, it is a good shooter, but it's not a good enough shooter to put onto an MMO model.
It's an excellent shooter. It's actually it's perfect for an MMO model, but they fucking didn't make an MMO.
That's the thing. That's what I mean. Like they're acting like it's an MMO, but they haven't given you all the shit that MMOs give.
There's no content. There's no community. There's no in-game chat. There's no trade. There's no player interaction outside of queue up for a thing and play with a bunch of silent other people that don't have mics. And not to mention,
you can't even queue up for some randomly. Like, they won't even let you do raids randomly.
No, you have to go to, like, what is it, DestinyRaidFinder.com to find a group that's available and find their gamer tags.
Be in some kind of clan. That's not me. I don't have 6 people I know that are still playing Destiny that would ever want to run a raid with me. Like, of course, that's never going to happen unless I...
That enraging interview... He also dropped the Destiny Taken Kin quest activity that you can only get off a code off of a Red Bull can.
Oh my god.
So there's a special quest you can do that you have to buy a Red Bull for.
Motherfuckers. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, I wish it was more of an MMO. That's what I miss. That's what I don't like about Destiny. I wish it was more story, more like group, more social. Weirdly enough, like I want to see more people out in the world and doing shit. Like one of the most enjoyable things to do in that game before they shut it up was the fucking loot cave. And that was just because there was actually other people around, like, joined into purpose.
Exactly. Everyone would hang out, and they would see your gamer tag and then, like, invite you and be like, you would chat with random people being like, having fun at the loot cave. Everybody stand back, shoot. You know, it was like an actual team experience in the open world.
Thing they have to it.
Yeah.
So,
which was fun. I actually loved the loot cave because you would get that purple and you'd be like, shit, and then it wouldn't be a purple, but I actually got a purple out of it.
Yeah, I know.
Which was insane. And then I think the first one I got was like a fucking warlock piece, but then the second one I got was actually a weapon, so it was like, oh sweet, but it was a rocket launcher that I didn't even want. But I don't know. That's kind of how MMOs work, though. You get a lot of loot that you can't use right away or isn't perfect, but so I don't really know. I'm still confused on how I'm going to buy this if I want to buy it.
Right.
I think that it has to be $40 to get the Taken King DLC, and that has to include the 2 previous DLCs. You know what I mean? If you don't already have them. And that doesn't seem crazy to me. But I mean, if you're someone that's already spent $40 on those 2 DLCs, and the Taken King comes out and you spend $40, you're not getting any bonus out of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I guess they were saying the collector's edition also was $60, and that had extra shit in it that you could only get in the collector's edition. But now they're saying, if you upgrade, you'll get the collector's edition shaders and emotes too.
Now, see, I'd be almost tempted to get the thing that had like the original game and the DLC and the Taken King for like $60. I'd be tempted to do that just so I could if I bought it digitally to get rid of my disc that I had, because that's one of the ones that I bought that has a disc, and I'm done buying games with discs. I don't care anymore.
I'm sorry, there's a Legendary Edition game disc with the original game and all 3 DLC updates for $60. There's the $40 third DLC. So there's no way to just get the 2 Dark Below and House of Wolves.
Oh, unless you want to pay out.
Unless you want to pay $60 to get the original game again.
Yeah. Well, is there a season pass?
Which is $35. It's not worth it.
$5.
I mean, it's only $20 more to get the original game and the 2 expansions. So, but there's also a digital collector's edition for $80.
Right. That's the one that has the emotes and all the craziness.
Yes. Which includes the new guns, emotes, and armor shading. This is fucking nonsense. Why did they do this?
I don't know. But see, there's the thing, too. Like, 'cause they're going to give benefits to people, I guess, who have, what they call year 1 subscribers or year 1 players, which includes us. So, I don't know, like, if I say I wanted to play the Taken King, and I bought the one that includes the old game, all the DLC, and the Taken King, whatever. Is there a way for them to know that I actually didn't just buy this and actually have owned it?
I don't fucking know. Why they made a mess of this?
I mean, I guess you have your login thing that you've had to create on the site, so they probably already know. I think you'd probably still be able to play your characters on it.
We've already talked about this too much.
It's crazy.
Interesting was the developers of Dying Light, the zombie game, tweeted out a thing saying, "We're jumping in the latest trend in video game marketing. Drink right, Dying Light is greater than drink for DLC hashtag," which I guess must be some angry hashtag people said about the Red Bull thing.
Yeah.
And there's an image that says, "Glass of water, many times consumable. Ever stop to wonder how extremely awesome water is? It's natural, vegan, and sugar-free. It's also delicious and great for your health. And even better, it's basically free. Available now." And post a picture of yourself drinking a glass of water with the hashtag #DrinkRightMyDyingLight and get your own code for a free premium weapon toolkit. which is amazing.
Yeah.
So if you tweet a picture of yourself with this water, supposedly the Dying Light will send you a code for a weapon in the game, which is mind-blowing. It's like a big, like, fuck you to, like, Destiny. It's like, guys, come on. You can do better than this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they will. They know. The community is what keeps that game alive.
Boy,
so.
it is, but I wonder, like, I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
From what it doesn't even seem like Destiny is what they originally had planned. Like, people who saw early builds of that said it was way different. And I don't know, man.
All right, Adam.
I don't know.
Let's move on. I got a quiz for you.
Quiz me up.
All right, Adam. We're going to find out what reasoning style best describes the way you think.
Okay.
There's options such as detective, field commander, journalist, card sharp, speculator, introspector, skeptic, meditator, free spirit, attorney, inventor, explorer, coordinator, executive, strategist, rationalist, all these different types.
There's a lot.
Let's go to the quiz. There's 21 questions. It's going to be long.
All right.
Well, let's do this.
Let's do it.
I'm going to do it along with Adam. We'll see where we end up. Adam, question 1 of 21. Imagine that you're on vacation in sunny Los Angeles, where you've never been. Here are several things you plan to do there. Aside from marveling the fact that it's 82 degrees Fahrenheit outside in February, it's eat at a super authentic Japanese restaurant, cruise down Hollywood Boulevard, and see a movie at the famous Grauman's Egyptian Theater. You decide first to go see the movie, which costs you $20. It turns out the movie's more or less a dud. You try to give the benefit of the doubt at first, but by the 45-minute mark, you're pretty bored. Also, the theater is completely empty aside from you. Given that you're alone, do you continue watching the movie, or do you walk out of the theater and pursue other activities that you had planned? Do you give up on the movie, or do you watch the whole thing? 45 minutes in.
I would actually probably... It depends on how bad it is, but I would almost never leave a theater. Even if
Sunk
I was,
cost fallacy here. You're just going to stick with it.
It's not even that. Like, I don't like... If I start watching something like that, I don't like to stop... it's not
Fair
the
enough,
cost.
Adam.
It's not the
Fair
cost, but I don't like doing...
No, but that's the whole day of sunk cost fallacy. It's like, I've already initiated this, already spent some time, I might as well see it to completion. That's kind of how it is. Anyway,
I don't think
regardless,
okay.
that's the way you're just saying. I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, when you think about it, the movie's 2 hours. I'm already halfway through it. Might as well see the whole thing. And then I complain about how shitty it is on my podcast.
Yeah.
All right, Adam. You can either hold down a real job, or you can continue to focus on playing music, but you can't do both. The choice is yours. Which of the following options best explains the logical flaw in this statement?
What was the statement?
You can either hold down a real job, or you can continue to focus on playing music. But you can't do both. The choice is yours.
Okay.
Which of the following options best explains the logical flaw in this statement?
Uh-huh.
It doesn't take into account the monetary benefits of holding down a real job. The options it presents aren't the only two options available. It doesn't take into the account that music is way more awesome than work. It says there's a choice when there isn't one. Getting a job is the only realistic option. And it's actually not flawed at all.
I think it's not exactly... Is there one there that says that playing music can be a job?
Not really.
Or is it a real job? Because that's my first thought. Like,
It isn't a real job.
It
You
is.
you don't have a job playing music right now. You either can get a real job and earn money, or focus on playing music and hope to make money.
Okay. That's a little bit different. Okay, so what were the options again?
Doesn't take account into the monetary benefits of holding down a job. The options it presents aren't the only two options available. Doesn't take into account that music is way more awesome than work. It says there's a choice when there isn't one. Getting a job is the only realistic option. Or it's actually not a flawed statement.
Okay.
Maybe for you it's not actually a flawed statement at all.
No, I think it's actually the one where those aren't the only two options.
Okay, that's also what I picked.
Yeah.
Boy. All right, Adam. Suppose you can invent a type of machine that manufactures donuts from thin air. Hallelujah!
Done. Yes.
The world shall never want for donuts again. If it takes 2 such machines 2 minutes to make 2 donuts, how long would it take 150 machines to make 150 donuts?
Oh, wait. I need scratch paper for this.
No, you don't. No scratch paper.
Okay.
If it takes 2 machines 2 minutes to make 2 donuts, how long would it take 150 machines to make 150 donuts?
It should be 150 minutes, I guess.
That is one of the options.
Okay.
There's also 100 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute.
Okay.
I'm going to also say 150. Let's just move on. We can't do the complicated math here.
Yeah.
There may be a trick to that, but who knows. Anyway, how often do you find yourself fixating on the frightening possibilities that later turn out not to be true? For example, the possibility that a simple stomachache is really a symptom of a major sickness, or possibility that an odd noise in your car is a sign that it'll break down on the highway. Almost never. I get preoccupied with the scary notion once in a while, or I'm kind of a nervous wreck in these situations.
Once in a while. It's funny because it's the health ones are the ones that get me. It's not like the other ones for the most part. It's like, I feel terrible. I'm probably dying. Because I know how I live. I know I don't exercise and I eat a lot of terrible things. And occasionally smoke, so.
All right, Adam.
Yeah.
Considering the following scenario. Mm-hmm. It was the smokiest fire that Bill had seen in his 8 years as a firefighter. Bill thought he could handle the fire by himself while the others went to get a second hose. Even though he didn't have his respirator with him, he entered through the main entrance on the second floor. It immediately became clear that he would have to make it to the basement in order to extinguish the fire. The smoke from the fire made it especially difficult for Bill to see where he was going. He soon became disoriented and had no idea how long he'd been in the building, or how far he'd traveled into the building. Nevertheless, Bill hosed down the fire while he waited for help. Unfortunately, by the time his coworkers reached him, Bill was dead. Alas, poor Bill. Bill was killed by a specific cause. When Bill's autopsy was performed, what do you suppose the direct cause of death would turn out to be?
Smoke inhalation.
This is a free-form answer.
Okay.
Which is blowing my mind for an online quiz.
I'm going to say smoke inhalation.
That's exactly the first thought I had too. Asphyxiation from smoke inhalation. Just carbon monoxide poisoning. Smoke inhalation, though, is what I'm going to say. All right, thanks. You said the following is most likely the direct cause of his death, smoke inhalation. How many other causes of death, aside from this one, did you consider before arriving at this conclusion? 0.
Practically none.
0. I'm going to say 0. I was like, that was immediately, because that's what kills you in fire. All right, Adam. How often do you find that your projects and tasks take much longer than you originally anticipated? Never, occasionally, or quite often?
Occasionally.
Everyone's human. All right, Adam. We're a third of the way through here. Imagine if you're a molecular biologist who works in a research lab. You've got a crisp white lab coat on your back and a pile of advanced degrees in your study. You cut quite the impressive figure on the job. Suppose you're currently studying a fast-growing strain of bacteria that may prove medically useful in the future. As you observe a colony of these bacteria through your microscope, you notice the colony almost exactly takes an hour to double in size. As you go about your other business for the day, you periodically check the bacteria colony as it grows and grows, doubling in size every hour like a tiny monster from a science fiction flick. Mm-hmm. If it takes 10 hours for the bacteria colony to fill all of its petri dish, how long must it have taken the colony to fill half of its petri dish?
9 hours.
Doubling in size. 9 hours. Exactly what I would have said. All right. Because it's exponential.
Correct.
All right. How often do you find yourself unable to refute an argument or line of reasoning, even though you know it's flawed? For instance, an editorial in a newspaper you strongly disagree with, but makes an argument in a sneaky or confusing way. I'm going to answer for you, Adam. Almost never. I'm a debate ninja.
Yeah.
You always stick with that, Even if, you know it's flawed, so you're never going to entertain the possibility. You're going to... Am I a debate ninja too? Yeah, probably. You and I have some epic discussions.
Yeah.
Where we both won't change our stances. All right, imagine Adam, Adam. Imagine Adam.
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah.
Adam.
Yeah.
Swig of Diet Pepsi for the working man.
All right.
Imagine you're back in high school. DHS. First, try not to cry. Adam, let's suppose it's the spring, and you've just been given your 4th quarterly paper assignment by your English teacher. These papers are no joke. The first one took you 3 weeks of work. The second one took you 2. And the third one required a whopping 4 weeks to complete. But you feel confident you'll be able to knock this one out more quickly. It's about a book you actually like, for one thing, which means you'll read it more carefully and have more to say. Plus, if you haven't gotten better at writing papers after 6 months of being in the class, then what have you learned? You expect you'll be able to crank it out within a week. How many weeks would you budget to write the paper? So it's basically saying, first one was 3 weeks of work, second one took you 2, third one took you 4. This looks like an ambitious paper, but it's a book you like. You think it's going to take a week. How much time would you actually budget?
Well, the real answer to that is I would procrastinate till about 2 nights before and then write it all.
Well, assume your paper writing track record this year is representative of how long it takes you to write papers in general.
Okay, sure.
In other words, you should ignore any real life experience. So if you think it's going to take a week...
Yeah. I'd probably double it. I'd say 2 weeks.
You'd say 2 weeks? All right, I'd probably say a week. Knowing me. If I thought it would take a week, I knew it would take a week. All right, how often do you find yourself repeating the same mistake more than once? I always learn my lesson. I repeat occasionally mistakes. And you said, or you make the same mistakes all the time.
It depends on the area, but probably I make the same mistakes all the time. I don't make a lot of mistakes, but the mistakes I do make, I never seem to learn.
You just keep doing them over and over again.
Yeah, it's true. Sad, but true.
All right, Adam. This is a really fucking long question. Okay. This is in depth. This is way more complicated than I thought it was going to be. I should have done it ahead of time, but I did not think about it until we sat down. That's all right, though. Everyone can think along with us. Imagine that a fast food company called Burger Corp has launched a new sandwich called the Bacon-Nation. It's a bacon patty. Wow. Slathered in bacon jack cheese, pork drippings, and bacon fat fried onions, served on a bacon bran bun. Mm-hmm. The Bacon-Nation was introduced in March of this year. Its per-month sale revenues have been inconsistent. I'm not going to say the exact numbers because it would be ridiculous. But let's just say this. March, it's 50 million. April, 40 million. May, 60 million. June, 50 million. July, 50 million. August, 60 million. September, 50 million. It's kind of jumping up and down.
Sure,
They don't really, it doesn't seem to be stable. As Burger Corp heads into the holidays, its executives hopes to boost sales of the Bacon-Nation by having their advertising team create an ad campaign featuring a wacky animated mascot called the Bacon Nutcase, a wild-eyed bacon fanatic who's willing to commit unspeakably immoral and degrading acts in the pursuit of Bacon-Nation sandwiches. Burger Corp launches the Bacon Nutcase ad campaign at the beginning of October. When the sales figures come at the end of the month, the executives are ecstatic. It turns out that the Bacon-Nation sandwich earned 60.5 million sales during the month of October, the highest ever. The figure represents an increase of 16 million over the September sales figure and a new record high for the sandwich. How likely is that the introduction of the ad campaign caused an increase in the sales?
How likely?
Yeah. Not at all, somewhat, very, extremely.
Somewhat.
Yeah, it's not too big of an increase over the one from, like, March.
Right.
Oh, look at this. More than halfway through the quiz. Good work so far. Let's take a quick break. We can narrow down to 8 possibilities of your reasoning style, Adam.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Field commander. You're not a detective. Sorry.
Oh.
Field commander, journalist, card sharp, speculator, You're not an introspector, skeptic, or mediator. You're possibly an explorer or an attorney or a free spirit, but you're not an inventor. You're a coordinator, but not an executive or a strategist or a rationalist.
Odd. I would have expected to be either like a skeptic or a rationalist or something of those. I wasn't expecting detective because detectives keep their mind more open than I do, probably. But
Yeah. Okay, Adam, for me, I am, I think, the exact same as you
Really?
so far.
Okay.
I've only answered a few slightly differently.
All right.
All right. Adam, imagine that this would never happen, but imagine that you're in a city you haven't visited before. You've got plans on the other side of town, but they're way too far away for you to walk there, which is like more than a block for Adam.
Right.
In this particular city, you have two options. You can take the local train, which is cheap, or you can take the express train, which is more expensive, but will save you a full hour of travel time. Suppose that your plans aren't time sensitive.
Okay.
And you don't have anything fun to do on the train. You'll just be waiting in your seat throughout the ride. And there isn't anything really to see outside the window. In US dollars, how much extra would you be willing to pay the express train? Keep in mind that you're on a budget. The amount you're willing to pay may be small, but that's okay. Give an honest answer, even if you only be willing to pay a few cents.
This is so weird because I would always have like a podcast or something, and I would almost never pay to go faster.
Okay.
But I would say if I didn't, if I
You
really
don't have
had
anything fun to do on the train.
if I don't have anything fun to do on the train, it would take like an hour.
I'd
I'd probably pay
$10.
$10.
$10 to speed
Yeah.
it up? Okay.
That's about it.
Significantly less than I would pay.
Yeah.
I said 50.
Yeah. Oh, really? Wow.
I'm on vacation, man. I don't want to spend time dicking around on a train.
That's only an hour.
I guess. It
I'm
is
okay.
only an hour.
I'm also okay with like. I don't mind quiet time.
I suppose that's true.
I know you generally like to have something to do all the time.
I'm very much... I
Yeah.
need to have everything planned out.
I know.
I got to know what's going up next. I got to know what I'm having for dinner 2 hours before I'm going to do it. Like, I plan ahead. All right, Adam. You find it is difficult to decide whether it's worth it to spend money in order to save... Do you find it's difficult to decide whether it's worth to spend money in order to save time? In instance, whether it's worth it to pay for a cab if you're in a rush, or whether a time-saving appliance is worth its price? Do you find you spend time thinking about it, or is it easy, or does it take you a long time to make these sorts of calculations? Like that last question.
Yeah. Honestly, it doesn't. And I'll tell you why. It's because usually time is not the factor. It's usually work.
Yep, fair
Like,
enough.
I don't care about how much time is saved. Maybe on the extreme end I do, but more often I will take if something takes longer, but I have less work to do involved in it, I'm fine with that. It's like a dishwasher. Like if I had three plates and cups and shit, I would probably still put that in the dishwasher because I would rather take the time.
This next question I'd like to say is very dumb.
Okay.
As someone who's taken a psychology course, because I know exactly what this question is asking. So if I knew like what it's not they didn't obfuscate the question enough
Okay.
for me to not know.
I
what
took
the
Psych
answer
101.
was.
I'll have to see.
No,
if
trust
this-
me, you'll know it because
Okay.
I've also taken Psych 101. Imagine that you win a cooking contest that offers, which would never happen for Adam. Adam has never cooked anything besides ramen.
That's not true.
And spaghetti.
I've been making brats this week.
Oh, that's not cooking.
They're raw brats. They're not like pre-cooked.
All right, Adam. My rules, Adam, for cooking. This is John Rant start. I have certain rules for what constitutes cooking a meal and what constitutes like heating a meal.
Okay.
Like just heating something up to eat it.
Uh-huh.
It's not cooking if it doesn't involve a knife.
It does involve a knife
No, it doesn't.
because I split them down the middle and put them.
So you can put them on sandwich bread?
No, it's so I can cook them quicker
All right, you know what? Fair enough, Adam.
without burning the edges.
You know what I'll tell you, Adam?
What?
I'll call that cooking.
Yeah.
There you go. For me, if I cook a brat, it's not cooking because I'm just throwing a brat on a grill. That's just heating a piece of meat.
Hey,
now, if it was,
if it goes from
Adam,
raw to cooked, that is cooking to me.
Now, if it's a steak that I cook and I'm trimming the edges off and marinating and stuff, that's cooking. But for me, for a brat, it just goes in. Now, if I cook the brat in, like, here, how about this way? Cooking has to involve a knife or 2 separate heating times. So, like, you either need to cut something or have 2 separate, like, cooking things. So, like, if I were to make a brat, throw it on the oven or, on the grill, that's not cooking. That's just heating up a brat. But if I were to boil the brat in beer and then throw it on the grill to make a beer brat that's grilled, then that's cooking because I'm doing 2 cooking steps. You know what I mean? That's it. I mean, it's like people say, like, oh, I made a meal, and it's like you just threw something in the oven. That's not cooking. That's heating something up.
If it was raw and it is no longer raw, that's cooking.
You know what? By the dictionary definition of cooking, you're correct.
Damn straight.
All right. But anyway, imagine you make a cooking contest where Adam cooks a split brat, and it wins the prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, choice of 2 prizes, Adam.
Okay.
Prize 1. Tomorrow, a gourmet chef will prepare an exquisite dinner for you of your favorite food. Or prize 2. 1 year from now, the same gourmet chef will prepare the same dinner of your favorite food, and then, sometime after that dinner on a day of your choosing, he'll perform a second dinner of your favorite food for you.
You're totally right. This question is totally...
It's like, okay, this is obviously whether or not you...
delayed gratification.
Yeah, delayed gratification, exactly. It's like, would you wait a year for 2 meals or get 1 now? And what's your answer?
My answer is I would take the meal.
Yeah, exactly. I could be dead a year from now, Adam. That's
Exactly.
my thinking. It's not like, oh, I want the instant gratification. It's like, no. I'm going to get 1 meal. Because, like, 1 meal versus 2 meals isn't a big prize. You know what I mean?
Well,
if you were to say a year from now, he's going to cook, your favorite meal for a month, then I'd think about it. But 2 meals, really? That's not a big difference.
No.
You know what I mean? I'd rather have that tasty food the next day. I agree with you on that.
I think that it also depends on the level of gratification and the level of weight. I mean,
yeah,
there's definitely trade-offs.
Oh, a fucking year for just 50, 100% more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's not a meal's a meal. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's an hour of joy. Mm-hmm. To wait an entire year for 2 hours of joy versus 1 doesn't seem worth it.
No, not really.
Maybe that makes us more pragmatic.
Maybe.
All right, we're getting there. We're getting towards the last quarter. Question 15 to 21. Adam, take a moment to think over your past year of your life. Did you ever choose to keep working on a project because you already the thinly veiled as well? Did you ever choose to keep working on a project because you've already invested resources in it, despite knowing it wouldn't work out? An advantage in the end?
Despite knowing it wouldn't work out?
Well, no. That's a dumb way to word this. This is Adam's sunk cost fallacy question. That's literally what it is. It's like you've already spent money on it. I'm going to change the way this is worded because this is fucking dumb.
Okay.
Did you ever choose to keep working on a project because you've already invested resources in it, despite knowing that it wouldn't work out to your advantage at the end? So maybe it would work out, but not to your advantage. Like, it's going to take way more time than you would have ever thought. So it's not going to work out great.
Yeah.
Would you stick with it? It's kind of like the movie.
If it wasn't going to work out to
3
my
questions.
advantage, usually I
three
would...
choices. No, I haven't done that in the last year. Yes, only 1 time. Or more than once.
I'm trying to think if there's actually an example of where I've done that. I don't actually think that there... Oh, yeah, there is. The best example of this probably is fucking Netflix.
Yeah!
Where I just fucking don't...
Well, let's say 1. You have 1 example.
We'll say 1, yeah.
All
Although
right.
there just probably are more than I think about it.
That's only 1 you can think of now. Let's move on.
Yeah.
This is so dumb. This one's even lessly veiled. Which of these 2 options would you rather receive? $45 3 months from now or $90 1 year and 3 months from now?
I'll always take the $45 now.
Yeah, I could invest that. I won't, but I could invest that. Adam, can there ever be evidence in support of a theory so strong it proves the theory true with 100% certainty?
It's 100.
I'm 100% certain that can be. It's hypothetically possible, but rarely happens, or no way can anything be 100%.
Oh, God. Now, if I say no way, then isn't that 100% saying that nothing can be 100%? Let's go with the middle route there.
Yeah, me
Hypothetically
too.
possible, but
I could see that happening, but that's pretty rare. That's
I
black and
have
white.
a hard. I mean, I guess 2 plus 2 is always going to equal 4, but even then you can do weird mathematical shit that would make you think otherwise, maybe. So, and it all comes down to like philosophical shit at some point. So, I mean, how well can you actually know that you're measuring a reality?
This quiz sucks. They need to move these questions out. Adam,
Yeah.
here's another delayed gratification question.
Okay.
Would you rather receive a tax rebate of 103 years' time or a tax rebate of 204 years' time?
The first one, whatever that is.
Yeah, of course. Why wait an extra year for $100?
Yeah.
All right, this next one's good. A long question. A real question. Suppose you found out 3 weeks ago that you had a huge assignment coming up at work. This looming obligation wasn't your only responsibility, of course. You also had your daily roster of small potatoes tasks to keep up with during the weeks leading up to the big project's due date. You focused on your day-to-day labors and handled them well, but since you were caught up juggling them, the big assignment kept getting shoved to the back burner. You're procrastinating. On the night before the due date for your project, you realized you had roughly 12 hours worth of work to do on it before it would be ready to go. Basically, you kind of blew it. You procrastinated too much. You eventually had to admit to your boss you'd flubbed your scheduling and turned the assignment in somewhat late. Which of the following potential goals could you set to have the best chance of reducing the possibility you'd make a similar mistake in the future? 1, you should get better at managing your time. Duh. 2, you should find as many ways possible as to reduce the number of superfluous distractions you deal with while working, like using an app to block your access to social media sites on your work computer. 3, you should get into the habit of using a calendar or planner device to ensure that you don't let things slide and preemptively schedule enough time to work on long-term projects as soon as they're assigned. Or you should sit down and tackle any long-term project you're assigned immediately so you can return to your daily tasks as soon as possible.
I'd like to say 3, but what I usually end up doing is 4.
Just get on it, get a ton of it done right away,
Yeah.
and then so that way you can get back to normal as soon as you can.
Yeah. I like doing things in big chunks. As much as
You like the chunk.
I do. I like the chunks. So as much as scheduling it all out and doing that's probably the best way to do it. I usually like to start something and then complete it before going on to the next thing. I'm kind of like a single thread processor kind of guy.
All right, Adam.
Yeah.
Last one. Or not last one. We got one more after this. Say you have a neutral, i.e. neither pleasant nor unpleasant, 1 hour personal task to take care of this weekend. Let's say you got to go get a haircut. Like your hair is just crazy. You got to get a haircut. There's a family thing coming up. You got to get a haircut.
Sure.
It's not unpleasant, but it's not pleasant. You know what I mean? It's just something you got to do. Or like laundry, let's say.
That is unpleasant.
Well, okay, fine. Something neutral for you. For me, it would be a haircut.
I don't know if there is something neutral that a haircut's probably the closest thing. But there's not a lot neutral for me. Usually,
well, like a haircut's not too bad because literally all you have to do is go somewhere and get it done, spend some money. It's not like you have to do anything. You just have to be someplace. That's not too bad.
That's true.
So you have the opportunity to pay for the use of a mysterious machine that would allow you to polish off the task in 30 seconds instead of 1 hour. What is the maximum amount of money you'd be willing to pay to use this machine?
If it's neutral?
Yeah. To basically take no time or an hour.
Man, like... once again, maybe like
any amount of money.
$10.
$10? 10?
Yes.
You can go lower if you want.
If it's a neutral task, like I don't know, I'd probably put a 5 or 10 in there to get it done fast. Like money. I don't know. Money for me is more important than a non-neutral time sink? Because
This is so dumb. I hate this quiz.
I will say $5.
All right.
$5 is something that's I could throw away pretty
Final
easily.
question, Adam.
Yeah.
Delayed gratification again. I know, right? There's like 6 of these in here.
All right.
Which of these would you prefer to receive? $45 5 years from now, or $90 6 years from now?
Jesus Christ! What the fuck does it matter?
45
I'm
years
never
from
gonna
now,
like.
why wait?
I'm never. Yes. Like whether it's neither. Actually, I don't care about $45 5 years in the future. Is neither an answer?
What's your email address, Adam? It's adam.ham@gmail.
Adam.ham@gmail.
Oh God, we shouldn't say this out loud.
It doesn't matter.
That's true. If anyone ever listens to this, Adam will be screwed, but I won't have to say mine out loud. Because it's gonna email you yours.
My final result.
Yep. Oh, it's fine. All right, Adam. We got your answers.
Okay, because I did not receive anything.
You'll get it probably in time. I haven't got mine either. But I've got it showing up right here.
Okay.
Adam, your type of thinking isn't bad, actually. I'm happy with mine. It's the same as yours, actually.
Oh, really?
Journalist.
Oh.
Most journalists are open to new experiences and enjoy learning about others. They have a skeptical streak that makes them difficult to trick or manipulate.
Okay.
Their combination of openness and skepticism make them fine judges of character. Approximately 13% of the populace are journalists. You are intuitive. You tend to trust your intuitions. You size up situations quickly and stick with your judgments once you've made them. This tendency can be useful when you need to think on your feet, or for using a skill you've already honed to perfection. You're subjective. People and stories interest you more than facts and figures do.
That's totally true.
You focus on the essence of ideas over the details. Your mind is more qualitative than quantitative. This trait lets you focus on the big picture over the nitty-gritty. You're carefree. You tend to live in the moment. You don't waste a lot of emotional energy fretting about the future. Instead, you focus on getting the most out of life right now. Wow, this is also explaining me as well. You're skeptical. You treat new information and ideas with caution and skepticism. Spurious arguments rarely fool or confuse you. And your beliefs are based on foundations of hard logic. You possess a fine-tuned BS indicator. You racked up 47.37% of the highest possible rationality score. You scored better than 20% of past users. I'm at 50% of the highest possible rationality score. So I think the dollar amounts I put in are slightly higher than yours. Or slightly more close to the rational amount than yours.
And that's only because I don't have anything going on. I'm like, time, whatever. I got plenty.
All right, Adam, let's see how your 4 important sub areas, Adam. Your quantitative reasoning score, 60%. Your future-based reasoning score, 37.5%. Your evidence-based score, 50%. Your cognitive awareness score, 31.25. For me, it was pretty much exactly the same. I had 50% quantitative reasoning, so a little bit less than yours. My future-based reasoning score was 63%, which is double yours.
Yeah.
My evidence-based score is just a little bit higher than yours at 56%, and my cognitive awareness score is a little bit lower than yours at 25%.
Crazy.
So let's look at averages here. Quantitative reasoning, Adam. Your ability to mentally manipulate numbers and other quantitative information. The question you answered earlier about the donut making machines checked a quantitative reasoning. For example, it tested your ability to determine the machine's donut making rate based on the statement, it takes 2 machines to make 2 minutes to make 2 donuts. Each machine takes 2 minutes to make 1 donut. So it would take 150 machines, just 2 minutes to make 150 donuts. Oh. Whatever. We were way off on that.
I thought there was something tricky to that. You wouldn't let me do the math.
Well, you did slightly below average on that, so.
Yeah.
In real
life, I probably gotten that one right because I would have done the math on it.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. That doesn't really matter. I mean, future-based reasoning, Adam. For instance, the question you answered earlier about the high school term paper checked your future-based reasoning. It tested your ability to realistically budget time. Since the average past paper took 3 weeks, and it's exceedingly rare that such long-term projects take less time than similar past ventures, the question awarded full points if you chose to budget 3 weeks or more. You did 2 weeks, so you scored 39% out of 100. The average score was 80%, so most people said 3 weeks.
You said 1 week on that.
I said 1 week on that.
Yeah.
But I scored 61%. Which is
Weird.
because I guess, trusted in my own judgment of it only taking a week to make. You know what I mean? So, like, because it was like, you think it's only going to take a week. What do you think? I said, if I think it's only going to take a week, it's going to be a week. So I got more points for thinking that. You went between the two. So you're like, weren't sure how long it was going to take, basically. So in the future, you were less certain of how long it would take. For me, I was certain it was going to take a week. If I would have said 3, I would have gotten full points. But, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Adam. This is good, though. Evidence evaluation, Adam. Let's get to that. Your ability to evaluate outside information for theories and accuracy. The Baconation one, right? The question reported the Bacon nutcase produced a 16 million increase in sales, but the sales have fluctuated by nearly as much in the past. Since the connection between the ad campaign and the sales increase was dubious, the question awarded full points if you answered the ads were only somewhat likely to drive the sales up.
Yeah.
You got...
I said somewhat.
You got like 50%, I guess, which is slightly above average. And I got like 58%, which is slightly above average. It probably has to do with some of the other questions, too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, Adam. You and me both. Our cognitive awareness wasn't as good. Your ability to analyze your own intuitions and override them when they mislead you. It tested your ability to override the natural human tendency to focus on a single explanation. The wording implied that Bill may have died of smoke inhalation, but in fact, there are many different ways to die in a burning building.
It's true.
The question
That's not
awarded
what it
you
asks,
more
though.
points if you reported considering a larger number of possibilities before settling on the most likely explanation. So you and me both stuck in our ways. We're like, no, it's only one way he died. We got low for that. You got like 25%, and I got 21% out of 100, and the average is 45%. So a lot of people probably had more.
That was weirdly asked, though, because if it would have... It just said, how many did you think of before you settled on smoke inhalation?
Yeah.
When if they were asking, like, could you think of any others, I could have said, yeah, sure, there's plenty of other ways he could have died, but he probably died of smoke inhalation.
All right, Adam. The quiz also assessed your abilities across 7 specific reasoning skills. You're found to be especially strong at 1 of them, and the average range in 2 of them, and the weaker side of 4 of them. Weaker reasoning skill. You may be highly susceptible to the sunk cost fallacy.
Of course.
Weaker reasoning skill. You have a considerable tendency to fixate on the first explanation you come up with in unclear situations. It looks like you frequently cause problems for yourself by repeating your mistakes.
That is true.
It appears you may have a sharp tendency to underestimate your time and resources projects will require.
That is probably also true.
But Adam, your strong reasoning skill, Adam, is you're good at seeing through trickier, deceptive arguments,
Oh, yeah.
which is what makes you a journalist.
Indeed.
For me, my weaker reasoning skills, I'm as strong in 2 of them, average in 2, and weaker in 3. My weak reading skills, I tend to fixate on the first, thing. That's probably true. It appears you have a weak understanding in the way that evidence should affect your confidence in a theory. So I'm maybe more confident when there's less evidence than I should be. Strong reasoning skill. It looks like you don't repeat your mistakes more than once. That's probably true. It appears you have an underestimate time resource, same as you, and also the tricky or deceptive arguments. And my standard ones were resisting sunk cost and estimating monetary value of my time. You had the estimating monetary value of your time as standard, and where I was weak in understanding evidence, you were average at that.
Interesting.
Adam, we got a quiz here, Adam, at the end, just
Okay.
to give them some feedback.
Sure.
Do you think you will use what you've learned in this program in the future?
Can't see how.
Same here. No. No. What did you like best about this program, Adam?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. How about like this? I'm going to write for you. Interesting wording on questions. Neat examples. There were some neat examples there, I think. Right? The
Yeah.
Bacon Nation thing. For me, it's giving me different questions than you now. Was there anything that offended you in this program?
I wouldn't say
Many
anything
questions were the same.
I wouldn't say anything offended me, though. Like, offend has a very specific connotation. I wasn't offended.
I just said a lot of the questions were the same. And it was very clear, like, what they were trying to get out of them. Usually in a
Yeah.
quiz, you want to not know, all right, if I answer this, this is what's going to say about
It's
it.
kind of hard to do, though, for those, especially for delayed gratification.
Well, I mean, when you
ones.
have 21 fucking questions and 4 of them are the same thing,
No, that's
worded
ridiculous.
differently. What were you most confused by in this program? Nothing. I think that was pretty straightforward.
Yeah. There's a weird wording on that one, the time sync one.
Yeah.
That was bad.
I said it asked me what was the most interesting one. I said the Bacon Nation one.
Totally.
That was kind of neat.
That's,
Adam, how
that's
much
us,
did you enjoy using it from a scale
that's
of
us
1
enjoying our stories.
1 to 5, Adam?
How much did I enjoy doing
1
it?
to 5.
5 is better.
5 is loved it. 1 is didn't enjoy using it at all.
4.
I found it enjoyable to use. Okay, me too. Since you enjoyed using the program, would you want to perform a short testimonial? No.
No.
And no for me. Oh, okay. So this course is created using the guided track system for the easy and rapid development of interactive courses and quizzes.
Huh.
So it's basically used our answers to more build it. Wow, that was really not as cool as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I like stuff like that.
Apparently,
though.
it's heavily developed though, because like there's apparently some researchers dealing with this, and human development of applied psychology and University of Toronto is working on this test.
Cool.
Yeah, seems neat.
I can't remember. We did the personality ones on here, didn't we? What like the oh god, what's his fucking name? Carl Jung.
Yeah,
We did the Jung test, didn't we?
I don't know what that is.
Like the ENFP or whatever.
Oh, yeah, we did that one.
I think we did that one.
Yeah. I don't remember
remember.
what I am. I'm pretty sure I'm ENFP.
I think I'm IN.
TP?
No, I think I'm INF. P or S. I can't remember.
INFP, the mediator.
Maybe.
Personality types. Let's look through these. I'm looking at them, Adam. I know which one I am. ENFP. Where is it? The campaigner? No, I'm ENFJ, maybe? Protagonist? What does J stand for?
Oh, judging.
Yeah, that's probably me. If anyone's listened to this podcast, they know I'm quite the judgy person.
INF. I think I'm a P, but I don't know if I'm an F or a.
Are you feeling or
T.
are you rational? You're obviously not. From the thing we just taught, you're an F. You go by feelings a lot.
Yeah.
That's why you thought immediately it was smoke inhalation and stuck with it. You didn't like reason, oh, there's probably more than one possibility. That's kind of that different. But anyway. INFP. Yeah, mediator. Poetic, kind, and altruistic, always eager to help a good cause.
Okay. It might have been that. It was either that or INF. Yeah, I think it was.
INFJ would be advocate, quiet and mystical, yet very inspiring and idealist.
That sounds like me.
There you go. INFJ. There you
I
go.
don't actually remember, but I think I've gotten different answers occasionally too, depending.
ENTP, debater,
Yeah.
or INTP, logician. I've gotten different answers each time I've taken it, but I'm usually
IN.
I'm usually EN or ES and FP almost every time. So I'm either an entertainer or a campaigner.
And I'm always IN, but I don't know where I end up on the FTSJ area or whatever.
I always know I'm E, and I always know I'm N. I don't know what N stands for, but I always know I'm
intuitive.
There it is. But the and I'm always an F, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
Which is feeling over reasoning.
Yeah.
Or thought. Feelings or thoughts, or whatever it is, thinking. Or
I think I'm usually pretty close on that one. Like,
yeah.
and I think I'm usually P and not J. I think.
Yeah. I'm usually ENFJ or ENFP. That's it. This is dumb. Why are we talking about this? Fuck
I don't know,
everything.
because we just took a personality test. Kind of. Hey.
Swig a Diet Pepsi for the working man. All right, Adam. That's going to do it for this week. Mm-hmm. Born in the 80s. Any final thoughts? From a journalist to another journalist?
No. Oh, we should promote the Whiny Pirate because it is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
It is a cheer wine and rum drink.
And look at how close you were to being a detective, right?
Oh yeah.
Carefree and skeptical, you and me both were those two things.
Uh-huh.
But where we weren't were quantitative and reflective.
I think I am pretty quantitative though, which is I think that you boned me on that math one.
I didn't bone you on the math
I
one.
could have been a detective.
No.
I could have been Batman.
Yeah, right. Batman's gonna fucking sit around in his fucking chaise lounge and solve the crime in Gotham.
Yeah. He's got gadgets.
He's got gadgets. He's a gadget man.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. The journalists. That's you and me.
I don't know. I think I'm a detective now.
But you are reflective. You dislike jumping to conclusions quickly. You're adept at reflecting on your own thoughts.
Yeah, I am adept at that.
When it looks like your intuitions might be leading you astray, you don't have a problem overriding them.
I think that's true.
I think that I also fit with the detective except for the quantitative part.
Yeah.
I am definitely reflective, carefree, and skeptical, but not quantitative in any way.
I like math. Math is cool.
I hate math. That's why I'm a scientist.
Yeah. Good on you.
I wonder what that would be if I was not quantitative. I mean, I want to see what the other ones are now. Darn
Yeah.
it. Darn it. I don't know.
Durr.
Which one would not be quantitative and skeptical
Inventor.
and carefree? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would probably say inventor then. Yeah, that would make the most sense because
That was the one I thought right off the bat that like that's not me. I'm not.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true
not
because
an inventor.
I definitely an inventor would be probably not reflective though either because an inventor would probably be I got my idea, let's run with it. See
Yeah.
what happens.
Exactly.
And maybe not as skeptical either though for an inventor.
Exactly. Yeah, there'd be a lot less skepticism, a lot more like this might work.
Maybe I'd be skeptic.
I thought that's what I was going to end up with. I thought I was going to end up with either rationalist or skeptic. But,
So the way that I was assuming
yeah.
I would end up would probably be either field commander or explorer,
Yeah.
but I ended up with journalist. But journalist isn't bad. That's not bad.
I don't think it's bad. No.
Or maybe meditator. Probably not meditator.
Oh, I'm not a meditator.
Free spirit, maybe, for me.
I'm not free spirit either.
No, but you could have been strategist, attorney, or skeptic.
I saw attorney as a possibility. I'm not gonna lie there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that was fun. That was neat. Well, thanks for listening to Born in the 80s.
Yes.
We'll catch you next week.
Yes.
Oh, I don't think we're going to do a wrestling section after this one because it's super late.
No, let's not.
Thanks for listening.
Yes.
You can find out about the Cat Collector all on, what's the website?
Neko Atsume.
What's the website?
BornInThe80s.net.
Yes, and a link to that quiz, too.
Link it
Why
up.
not?
Yeah. Nice.
Fuck it. We're live.
Doing it live.
Fucking Bill O'Reilly, the O'Reilly style.
The O'Reilly style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was the one that did it live.
Yes, he did.
I mean, a lot of people have done it live.
Yeah.
Wah, 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 wah. Wah. Ooh.
What is happening?
Playing a cat game.
Why are you playing a cat game?
It's a Japanese game.
Why are you playing it now?
I was just checking in on my cat garden. Do you have the topics list up? Do you have anything to talk about?
I was going to pull up the topics list.
Oh, you were going to. Well, how fucking delightful that you were
have
going
this now.
to.
I was
You haven't
literally
done
in
it
the
yet.
process when you asked me.
You're the process of... Adam?
Yeah.
You're the process of...
Emily.
Adam.
Yeah.
You're in the process of...
So are we on episode 174?
175, Ron.
Okay.
I haven't moved-
There's too much shit here.
Shh.
Look at all this shit.
You just shut your whole hole.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I have some stuff to do, but... I think I emailed them to myself rather than adding them to this one.
Yeah.
It's okay, we've moved on.
Okay.
I got some stuff to add. What else was there? Should have had nothing to talk about. Oh, yeah.
Well, all we could talk about all of E3.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much going to take the whole podcast.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let me see what I emailed myself. Ah, it was a quiz.
A quiz.
A quiz to take. Fuck. Wait, is this not a quiz? I thought it was a quiz. Online quiz. What the balls? What? It says a comprehensive online quiz. Oh, if you want to just skip ahead and do the quiz, click here. Alright. I gotta see what I am.
Mm-hmm.
It's loading. It's e-loading. You can get it?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Let's begin the quiz. Oh, 21 questions. Alright, we're just gonna find out you then.
Of course.
Actually, wait. I can just load two of them up next to each other, I bet. And I can answer it the way I think it. Perfect. That is not what I wanted. I clicked the wrong button. Alright, Adam, you ready?
Wait.
Y'all ready for this?
I'm
I'm gonna go grab a pee and something to drink.
Okay. I'll grab an extra can, because I'm
All right.
kind of low on my drink.
crazy cat. Goes out to my wee. You're flipping crazy cat. Oh. Alright. What's going on?
Nothing much.
Alright. Ready to go?
Yeah.
Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Are you all ready for this?
Yeah.